in the presence of God. Okay. First, let's talk about the essence of God because we have to get clear on this in today's time. So, if you want to understand the word essence, the word essence talks about the innermost being of something or the inner properties of something, or another form of words, the substance of something, right? So if we talk about an orange, the substance of an orange could be illustrated as the juice, for example. The orange juice could be the illustration of the essence of an orange. Why? Because the innermost part, the substance of the orange, is its juice. Okay. If you want to talk about another aspect of life, you could talk about like what's that called? An olive. Olive essence is the oil. Okay. So now in context to this human body, all right, this temple of God, we have to understand the essence of this temple of God, all right? Because we leave this behind. We don't take this with us anywhere, okay? Now we take it with us to the store because my consciousness say we go into the store, the body say, okay, let's go. But the essence of the body is the consciousness. Why? Because what is within this vessel, if it were to be squeezed out like an orange, the only thing you're going to get is the consciousness, the spirit of the individual, all right? So this is the essence of God. This is us as God, our consciousness. It's not our body. It is not our body temple. It's not the temple of God. The temple of God is a house, all right? It allows for our consciousness to stay and dwell. So you have to have your house ordered, swept, vacuumed, and make sure you don't have no visitors that's not, you know what I'm saying, glorifying the highest essence of you, because that's the house. You feel me? So boom, that's the essence of God. Why do I bring that up? Why? Because we were not always taught to uplift this part of us. We were not always taught about having this part of us in a high esteem. What does that mean? It pretty much looks like a family who thinks that this person in the family is just, that's just a person. This person don't really know what they got going on. I don't know what fucking going on. They ain't got shit doing. You know what I'm saying? But that's not really a true perspective, because that's matrix. That's the world. That's society. Why? Because the essence of God creates from itself. And I'm going to move into the presence in a moment, but I want y'all to understand and have this picture. The essence of God, the totality of the infinite presence, the oneness, the spirit almighty, however you like to call it, baby, just call. This essence don't create in a form like, oh, I need a canvas, or I need to go to the paint store, or I need to get some paintbrushes, or I need to get I need some new shoes. This is not how the essence creates, because the essence does not need. All right. So the essence of totality only creates from itself. This is why we are God. It's not because we want to be God. You cannot be less than God in true knowledge, because God creates from itself. Now, it seems like I'm a separate person because I'm walking around. But this calls the awareness to the law of individuality. In order for one to know the truth of totality, must be individual to observe. This is the reason why God becomes finite, so it can learn the infinite. You understand? So that's the presence of God. Excuse me. That's the essence of God. And I wanted to illustrate that God does not create like, oh, I need to go get a hammer. I need some nails. I need to go get. That is not the presence. The presence create from itself. This is the reason why we acknowledge and recognize ourselves as the presence of God, because we're in alignment with that. You understand? Now, that's the essence. Now, I just spoke on the presence, but let me actually explain the presence, okay? Because it's not enough to just have the clarity of your consciousness and to have the clarity of building your consciousness as an individual God self. It's not enough, because it's not the fullness of the purpose of this. That's like the first level is to redefine the truth and perception, right? But the presence of God is a little bit more of what we know already in the context to, let's say, how we're programmed, being raised and things like this, praying to God, for example. You have to understand the presence of God is a total observation in and of itself. Though it's observation, I say that because it's only separate when it's observed. The essence and the presence cannot be separate. This is the reason why I am the presence of God. When I show up, people see the essence because I speak it, and they feel the presence because I wear it. You understand? I wear the essence and the presence. So, the presence of God. Let's talk about this for a couple seconds. The presence of God is the only presence. There is nothing else. There can only be something else when the mind is not attuned to that of which God is. What does that mean? It really means that if you were worried last year because there was something going on, you were in the presence of God, but you were not focused on that presence of God. You were not focused on the peace, the power, the plenty, the perfect, the aligned, the eternal, because you was focused on whatever is in your consciousness right now. So the bills is coming up late, so you feel a little bit worried. The presence of God is always. But where the mind is choice related. You understand? So the reason why I share a lot about the essence of God, or at least in the beginning of this journey, is because they didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have that. They could say God and go, we're going to church. Oh, we want to pray. All this, that, all this, all that. But then when they look at themselves in the mirror, you understand? This is why I show up. I get where the details are because, baby, I want to feel for it really because I need you to know I could feel for it. So I got to really feel for it. So that's how it goes. So boom. They look in the mirror, but they wouldn't feel the presence. You understand? Because they don't recognize their own essence. You understand? This is the reason why I come with both of them, because you can't come with none of them unless you come with both. You understand? People talking about the presence all the time, and then people just come over here and swipe cards and do this and do that, but then go home feeling like shit and not really knowing that the presence is walking with them because they are the essence of God. They don't understand that just yet. So I'm going to make this video to help us all. All right, boom. So the presence is really more so about the quality of our mind, which is understood in science as a subconscious. That's what science calls it. But you have to understand this as well. When science is utilized, we're in the frame of mind of the matrix. To better understand something is to individualize it, to look at it for itself, right? But in the context to truth, we as God beings, we cannot best prosper with words that are polaried in this way, words that are dualistic in their nature. So to call the subconscious mind a subconscious mind is basically saying that it is something less than something. But that is not the case in the mind of God. You understand? My mind is God and my subconscious mind is God. Because like I illustrated to you already, God begets God. God creates God. And from there, God creates again. You understand? And this is what it is. This is what it is. So to really further understand the presence of God is to really understand honoring the subconscious mind, because God remembers. This is the reason why I'm remembered, and I'm reminding you right now. And I walk around remembered as well, because the subconscious mind that I connect with, the essence of totality that I talk to, is remembered for me. You understand? I don't need to say what I want over and over. I listen to myself. My subconscious mind is yes, yes, okay, 24/7, any other numbers. You understand? So that's the presence. Is really understanding that you are being held in the infinite web of love and power. You are held like it's this, like imagine a spider catching something in a web. You're always caught in the web of love, power, principle, truth, upliftment. You understand? Spark of spirit. It's always with you everywhere you go all the time. It's only where the mind is at right now that differentiates if the mind is acknowledging the presence. That's it. I like to make it simple because that's the type of time I'm on. I don't like all that complicated shit. I don't. But I want to illustrate all of this one more time so that anybody who's pulling up on this could really just have the clarity. You feel me? So when it comes to God creating, we understand the infinite source to create from itself. This is the reason why we are God realized right now. All right. But this is building the essence of God, the consciousness. All right. In the consciousness is observation, because the consciousness cannot be without being somewhere. All right. So even if you are a quantum being right now, quantum means multiple places at once. Still places involved. Still setting is involved. You understand? This is like the feminine aspect of I need a chair. Well, where do you want the chair? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I want to put the chair in the room upstairs. Okay, thank you. You understand? So everything needs a place in this form. So when we understand our consciousness to be the essence of the placement, the motion involved in the moment, then we have our subconscious, or the presence of God, to be everywhere we could possibly be, because God goes before you go. If I say I'm going to go to the grocery store, my mind, God, goes before I go there. You understand? You understand that? So you're always protected. You're always governed. You're always guided. You're always paved the way for. Like, these are all the promises that you'll find in scripture when you actually use your mind's eye, the third eye, to really discern what it's saying. And I just want to give it to y'all like straight from me. I didn't use no scripture. I didn't do no references or anything. But I like to do that because I like for other people to know where they can go. I don't want to be the reason, and I don't want to be your season. I want you to recognize that you're the reason, and I want you to recognize that right now is your season. And I'm just going to make sure to continue to put the information in the right places so that people could utilize it to actually advance themselves. Because I'm not here for y'all to advance me. I'm already advanced. There's facts on it. But that's insights. I wanted to share the essence of God and the presence of God because as a God, I have a God. Because it's a universal subconscious mind that speak on behalf of the entire universe and all the sentient beings on the planet. And that's how I listen and know what y'all need. That's how I be listening, dude. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that shit, nigga. It's cold. You feel me? I'm not gonna sugarcoat that shit, nigga. It's cold. Niggas need their coats. So I'm not gonna sugarcoat this shit. If you want to understand what's going on in the world, talk to the Infinite One. Huh? I'm like, yo, what this shit crazy, bro. Woo! But yeah, family, I wanted to illustrate this because that's the time I was on, and I'm just rising right now. I just feel like 1,000. I just feel like 2 trillion right now. I'm gonna go work out and have an amazing rest of the day, but I hope you do as well. All right, unfold, and a lot of blessings to unfold your way, a lot of miracles to unfold your way. You just have to allow it. You don't have to do anything at this point. Well, I can't speak for everybody where y'all at in the journey, but where I'm at on this point right now, all I have to do is use my conscious focus and say what I want, and I allow my subconscious to work. And I'm happy, bro. I'm just like, yo, what's up? What's that? But yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna talk to y'all soon. I wanted to post this because that's the time, like I said, the consciousness is the essence of God. Every essence of this mind is the presence of God. You cannot escape the presence of God. You can only use your mind to not notice it. And if you don't notice the presence of God, you notice worry, stress, fear, and everything else. Like, there's 2 directions. I always tell y'all the same shit. Y'all notice that? Anyway, this video is done now. I'm gonna talk to y'all another time, all right? And I'm going to keep smiling like I've been doing. Nigga, let's smile. You feel me? I like this. Super excited. I'm going to talk to y'all. Peace.